Morning, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. I wanted to take you over on our farm. If this is your first time to the vlog, welcome aboard. But we're cutting timber on our farm right now. We've got a 200-acre farm and we're cutting approximately 80 to 110 acres. I'm not completely sure because I'm not exactly sure what all we can cut, depending on how many creeks. We have about 6 or 7 creeks here on the farm. Awesome thing to have on the farm, plenty of water, but not good when it comes to cutting timber. So I'm gonna take you over on the drone, just fly you around a little bit, show you what the timber guys are doing, the progress so far, and just kind of buzz you around on the farm a little bit and just show you where the timber's being cut and talk to you a little bit about the plans that we have for the farm after the timber cut, what we're going to replant, what we're going to take back to field. Mainly we're cutting areas that were overgrown fields and we're retaking the land, taking it back to pasture, taking it back to field. That way we can grow crops, we can raise our pigs and cows and chickens and all kinds of stuff like that. We're trying to get this place kind of like a polyface farm thing. If you don't know about polyface farm, you can Google that if you know about Joel Salatin. If you're watching these kind of videos about farming and about farm life and about living in the country, you probably already know who these people are. But if you don't know who Joel Salatin is, I'll post a link right here. I think either here or here somewhere, so you can check him out. He's just a really nice guy that lives probably about 2 hours north of here in Virginia. And he's farming the way it should be farmed, and that's our goal. For us to raise animals and be good stewards of the land, take care of our land, and pass it on to generations to come. So we're going to shoot the drone up in the air here in just a minute and ride you around here and talk to you a little bit about what we're doing on the farm, and that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. Woo! Stoney Ridge. Stoney Ridge, Stoney Ridge Farm. Woo! First things first, guys, if you're thinking about buying a drone, this is the DJI Mavic Pro, okay? We're gonna go up in the air, we're gonna get some good 4K footage. The next thing you gotta know is you have to use your phone in this situation. What we're gonna do is we're gonna call our local airport, and we're going to put in what's called a NOTAM. It's a notice to airmen that we're flying our drone in this area. There's an airport about 5 miles away.
Shallow Airport, this is
Hey, this is Josh. I just wanted to give you information that I'm going to be flying a drone about 4 miles northwest of the airport.
okay.
All right, just wanted to make sure you can put in a NOTAM for me. I'll be under 400 feet. Thank you very much.
No problem, sir. You have a good day and good luck.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You may have just had an epiphany. You may have just learned something there. What you're supposed to do when you're flying a drone, and you think it's a pain in the butt, but what's more of a pain in the butt? Calling that in or accidentally killing somebody in an airplane? Go ahead and call it in and do the right thing. So let's get this drone up in the air and have some fun. Woo! Okay, so we're flying off the front porch here and basically going over to check out the farm. The pond, you'll see it down to the right. It's got a nice little bunch of slime on the top of it. It's algae bloom season, so we'll be flying over 100% my property here. I just wanted to let you know this is all Stoney Ridge Farm here. This is a 25-acre field that we cleared off last March, and we've got a pretty good stand of grass going right now. We're going to be flying over to the left. To the right there is the timber crew where they're set up, and to the left is some of the area that they've already cut. We cut this area, we're going to take it back to field, back to pasture, and just to your left at the bottom of the screen, all that will be cut and taken back to pasture. This all used to be pasture and it's now overgrown. So if you look to the right, you can start to see an area that's cleared, and this area is across our biggest creek. And I say our biggest creek, sometimes it's like a river, so we really had to do a lot of setup to get over here where the creek is. This is an area that's about 10 acres. It's not completed yet. We're going to cut about 14 more acres over here, and then we'll come in and we'll stump this, meaning remove the stumps and smooth it out and replant into fields. So a hunter's paradise right here. So we're turning kind of to the right here, and that's the property line to the left where the trees start. And we're turning to the right, and you can see this is the open pasture that you see up there is the big field, the 25-acre field, and down here is a bottomland area that we'll be planting back in the field, and we'll cruise over directly across from this bottomland. There's another field. And as we fly over, I kind of want you to pay attention to looking down at the soil. If you look down at the soil, you can actually see where the old plow marks were. So this land was plowed up, and they used to plant corn down in these bottoms, and you can see now pretty clearly the plow marks. So they used to plant corn down in these bottoms, and basically the fields got neglected, and they all grew up in little river birches. So here's a view. We just kind of backed up a little bit, and that's where we were just looking. And we'll raise up in the air here and just kind of get a overall view. And this is the northeastern corner of the property. So you can basically see the property line there is the tree line across the creek. And there's a patch of trees, and then you go across the creek there. If you look back in the distance, you can see planted pines where my neighbor had cut his land, and it looks almost like a train set. It's kind of neat, and that's a power line cut through that you see, that wide open strip. Hey guys, it's Josh, Stoney Ridge Farm. So down below us is the timber crew, and they're still working down there cutting, and we're going back over the field, and the house is directly to your left, like top left of the screen. And to the right is another area we'll cruise on over here, and I'm going to say this is probably 20 acres or so field that we opened up. And this all used to be planted also in pasture. So this will be opened back up to pasture right here. Some of it will be planted in pines at the very top of the hill, but the rest of it will be pasture. And people wonder why we plant pines. Well, they're a fast-growing tree, and around here, that's what people plant, a loblolly pine tree to grow and replace the trees that they already harvested. This is kind of a neat shot. I just shoot through the bushes right here. And if you're not interested in this drone stuff, then, turn it off now. But I just thought it was kind of cool. I just thought I'd shoot this right through this hole right here and give you a close-up of the stumps and stuff that we've got to clear and all the debris that will have to be cleared. It'll just be me and Mrs. Stoney Ridge here, so once we get the bulldozer in and the excavator, we'll pull these stumps out, roll them out, pile them up, burn them, and we'll reseed all this, and it'll be nice, beautiful pasture. So we're flying over here to the left now, and the goat pen is kind of right here to our left, and we'll get an overview from the other side of the farm. And all this green grass that you see used to be briar patches. 2 years ago when we bought this place, all this was grown up in brush and briars, so it's really come a long way. This is a section of woods behind the house, and we just thinned that out so we have some pretty forest to look at. And then this is an overview from the other side of the farm, so you can kind of look down on everything and see what it looks like from this side. And we're at about 120, 110 meters up in the air right here. Legally, I can't fly above 120 meters, so we're staying within the legal limits so we don't pose any danger to airplanes. And the airplanes around the area, they can only fly above 1,000 feet, so there's really no danger of getting up next to an airplane. So this is a new area of land that we bought across the road from our pond, and when we turn around here you'll see, but it's kind of grown up, and you can see this cluster of pines to the right, kind of right center of your screen. We'll be cutting that area there and taking it back to field, and we're just basically taking back trees that are about 2 feet apart. And in the wintertime around here, trees get ice on them and they'll just start toppling over on top of each other, and we need to clean that up and manage our land like it's supposed to be. So there's our pond, and directly ahead of us is the house. So we'll fly on back in here, coming over the pond. And of course I would never fly over a public road, so we got started on this side. This shot was taken a little earlier. We'll come on back in. I wanted to show you how we come in and basically a quick landing, so it's kind of neat. So guys, this is where you should click that like button and let me know what you're thinking here. I don't know if you're really interested in the drone stuff, but I thought it'd be neat to take you on this little ride with me, and we'll say goodbye right here, okay? So I'm going to bring the drone in for a landing. Click that like button, let me know what you're thinking, subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in getting one of these drones, I'll post a link down below to the DJI Mavic Pro. I guess you probably already know that we, as YouTubers, we have customized links from Amazon that gives us a little bit of a tip to help, a little commission, I guess, to help us pay for our video equipment and our time for doing these videos. This stuff takes a little bit of time, guys, so please click that like button, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge, bring your wife and bring your